Okay, welcome to part 2 of pool to pond conversion. Towards the end of the last one, I was talking about how complex this system was and couldn't figure it out. Anyway, we got the pool guy back here, and he reckoned that we should use our existing pump because it's such a good one, and we had to pay for it to get it repaired. But we've gone back and forth and round in circles, and I don't think we're going to do it. I think we're going to pump directly from the pond up to the creek. Okay, sorry you have to see this stuff that doesn't have anything to do with it, but here we go. Okay, and also last time you saw the very beginnings of our man-made creek. Well, we've gone to the next level. We pondered and pondered about plastic versus concrete, and we finally came down on the side of plastic. Now this is builder's plastic, doubled over. In some cases, we've tripled it and even quadrupled depth. Okay, so then we got a bunch of gravel. I've just started filling it in with the gravel. And rocks. We're going to need a lot more rocks. Also, down here at the very bottom, where it comes into the pond, my mate, who's a better concreter than me, concreted this little ridge here. So it definitely will spill into the pond. And over here, also, he built up a little concrete ledge. So, oh yeah, and the Buddha is still watching disinterestedly and dispassionately. So we move this beautiful wood formation. It was over there, and now it looks much better there. Just today, I had a branch fall down off this gum tree here, and I just cut it up into 3 sections, kind of line the edge of the creek. Again, I've just started putting the gravel in, and I think the idea, it's constantly evolving, but I think the idea now is to get bigger rocks, like this size or even bigger, and have them in the creek. And the point of that is the water coming downstream, hitting the rocks is just another factor in filtering. And of course we'll have all this gravel and plants in the gravel. Now we're such novices at this that we're not even sure if we can get some water plants, some aquatic plants that won't need any dirt at all. They'll just be anchored in the gravel. And here you can see it's a bit of a deeper hole. We made a couple of those deeper bits, so we could possibly have some kind of reeds to further filter the water. There's a bird feeder up the top, and of course up the top is going to be our little waterfall. Now this is probably not attractive enough, but basically the water will come out of the very top. And this is another thing I don't understand, is to make sure we don't get a pump that is so powerful that the water just goes up in a geyser, shoots up in the sky. But at the same time, we want a decent flow. We want the water recycled and cleaned. So that whole pump thing is something, it goes by a fairly complex formula. Head, they call it. How far from there, sunk a meter into the deeper end of the pond down there, traveling up along here to the top of there. That we figure that's about 2 meters. Then you add the 1 meter that it's in the pond, so we want a 3 meter head, which is not hard to come by. even a 12-volt pump might achieve that. But I've been told several times that 12-volt pumps will just won't last the distance. And also we might not get enough, liters per hour is how they measure it. So, yeah, I've just keep looking on the internet and reading, and don't make a hell of a lot of progress. But I'll get there. So next step, fill this all in with gravel and rocks, and hopefully we can get some more attractive rocks rather than these generic sort of nothing rocks. Let's go over here on the other side. And the edge of the plastic, of course, we realized we'd have a problem on the upper end over there. So I dug a little trench and mounded it up so the water could get away. But even places like here, this is mainly sloping down towards me, but how bad will it be if some water gets under the plastic? Are rocks going to be sufficient to keep out most of the water? These are questions that I guess will be answered with the first monstrous rain. But that's what you have to plan for. You have to just assume that tomorrow there's going to be a mega flood and your plastic doesn't wash down into the pond. So that's another stage. And see what I mean about the waterfall being maybe just not attractive enough. And this thing here is really interesting. I would have incorporated this thing already, but it's too damn heavy. I figure I need two other people to help me, and we'll position it somehow. We'll incorporate it into this creek, this beautiful creek. And I think I'll have enough gravel with the rocks added as well. So I got this, and I got another pile over yonder. Okay, well, that's about it for part 2, I guess. Did I talk enough about the plastic versus concrete? Well, one of the downsides of concrete, we couldn't change it. We decided it was no good. And the price? Well, no, the price wasn't much either, but this stuff is so cheap, this builder's plastic. It's about $3 a meter, and a meter is actually 4 meters wide. So it took, say, $30 in plastic, probably another 30 in the gravel. So yeah, we just have to hope that, I cover all angles of, as far as water, it getting inundated underneath the plastic. Okay, part 3 should be a lot more exciting. See you then.